So these are all modules in alphabetical order, like A, B, C. Then all these things, array, AST, then base 64. These are all modules. Uh, there's a few popular modules like let me search for OS. How many searches are there? 70. Yeah, see, we have something called OS module also. Then pickle, pickle is also a module. So these are the modules which are defined by Python, and we have to simply use it. For example, okay, that was function that you have used probably last time. Okay, that was max function. Uh, so that was built-in functions provided by Python. So whenever I'm creating this file, main.py, okay, so that is called a one kind of module for us, and we can create more modules. For example, just click on your folder, right click, do new file, and you can name like mod.py. So see, one module got created for you. Now inside this file, you can write your code. So I would like to write something called print. This is my module. Okay. Now in this mod.py, we have written certain code. For example, we have thousands lines of code is there in mod.py. And what I want, uh, this code has been written by some developer. Okay, for example, developer A, and now we have to what we have to do. Like there can be many modules present. There can be mod 1.py, mod 2.py, mod 3.py. Okay, because different developers, they'll be writing their code in different files. And at the last, what we need to do, one more example. For example, if somebody has to do implementation of some requirement, then he will write his code in some other file. If somebody has to do unit testing, he will write this code in some other file. If somebody has to write some different requirement, okay, then he will write the code in some different file. Finally, what we need to do? Finally, there should be an integration of all the code. We should integrate all the code, and we should make a single file where we can call all those modules, and we can use their functions. We can use their definitions. Okay, so for example, I have written here some lines for code in mod.py. In main.py, I need to use the same thing. So should I copy these things here in main.py? What do you think? Is it a good practice? What do you think in your mind? I've already written like 1000 lines of code in this mod.py. I want to use the same thing in main.py also. So should I copy paste?
No.
No. So there is a way to import. What I can do, I can import mod. See here, we have got the options. Now after importing, let me run this. I will write some code in my main also. Main.py. This is main file. Now I'll write some more code in more.py. What I'll do, I will write some function like add operation. Then it will take two, for addition, what it will do, it will take two numbers as an argument, like a comma b, and it will return a plus b. So I want to check whether after importing dot mod dot this after importing this mod.py file, this add function is available or not. We have defined it here. This add is available or not. So what I will do, we'll try to see add is there or not. Mod dot see add is there. So what I can do, I can call that function from my main.py file, and the definition of add is already there in mod.py. So that will execute and it will me the result. So see, so 30 got executed. So this is my model. There is one thing I didn't want to happen, but that is happening. What is happening? Well, again, I'll execute so that it will be more clear. It is printing the result for addition, and this is also getting printed. Obviously, this is the next line after this third line. So this is main file. It is getting printed. No problem. But why this is getting printed? This is my module. Eh, This should not happen, correct? This is my module. Why should it should print? I don't want to be printed because there is a possibility that we can have many code, many lines of code will be there in mod.py. Okay, then I don't want those lines to be printed. So to avoid this error, I what we have to do, we have to use a dunder called name underscore name. This dunder we need to use. Now, what this dunder it will indicate? It will indicate the entry point. I'll show you with example. Okay, and what will happen if I'm going to use this dunder name. Before that, let me check this dunder value here, and the value of dunder name is, let me execute this file. Only mod.py I'm executing as of now. So this is my module, and value of dunder is, that is name is main. So when I am executing mod.py only as a standalone, this is called executing script as a standalone. Okay, no other files involved. Then the value of this name is main. See, this is the value it is given by Python. What does indicates? This line indicates that this file is the entry point of your execution. Okay, now the same thing I want to do here also. But instead of writing my module, this is my main file. And the value of dunder. Now I want to see the value of this underscore name underscore, what it will be in this case if I am executing from this file. See what had happened. For mod.py, this statement got executed and the value of name is mod. And for this is my main file and the value of dunder name is, oh, sorry. Now it will give you main. So again, clear it. Now, yes, this line is printing because of import, correct? This is happening because of addition. We have called addition. Just see this line. This is my main file and the value of dunder name is main. Now the entry point for this execution has become main.py. So how we will come to know that main.py is the entry point? Because the value of name is main for this file. I'm only talking about the scope of this file. No, not other files. And in that case, this how this file is acting, mod.py, it is acting like a module, okay, which is not the entry point. If mod.py would have been the entry point, then the value of this dunder, it would have been main for mod.py. But now it is not the value, now value is not main, it is mod. Okay, so we can conclude that mod.py is not the entry point, main.py is entry point. So that is the usage of name. What name will indicate? Name will indicate that which file is the entry point for execution. Now we have discussed about this problem that this line is getting printed. How can we avoid printing such lines? So to avoid printing such lines, we can use some condition here. Whenever we are writing our code in main.py, we can put some condition. That condition will be whenever name.py, sorry, name is equal to main, we can write. Then only do this operation. Now let me put the same condition over here also. All Python script, in all Python modules, we have to put this condition. Now that line is not able to print, correct? That line is gone. So that was the issue we were facing. We didn't want unnecessary print in case we are importing some module in some other modules. So here main.py is also module, mod.py is also module, but main.py is the entry point for us. Whenever we are executing many files, many Python files, there should be a point, entry point, where we can start, where we can end. Okay, that file should be a single file, and by convention we use the name of that file as main.py. We can name anything here for main.py. You can name Pavni.py, okay, Harish.py, it can be named so, but it's up to developer. He has to decide like which file is the entry point for execution. For in our case, we have two files, pod.py and one is main.py. I'm considering this main.py should be entry point. Okay. And when I am using doing import in main.py, then this unnecessary lines, it should not be printed. Okay. In order to avoid that, I have used this condition name.py. So what do you think? When I considering main.py, I'm asking one question here. Please concentrate. When I'm considering this main.py as an entry point, in that case, what would be this value? It will be true or false?
True.
It would be true. Okay. See here in this case, when I was not using this condition, I got the value of this underscore name is mod. The value of name was not main. For which file the value of name? This name dunder, it will be available for all files. First of all, it will be available for mod.py also, main.py also. this variable, it will be available in all the modules. Now, for this mod.py, since I'm not considering this as an entry point, because when I am, see, I am into this file, I am clicking here. That means which file it will execute. See here, C uses some path is there. Then sorry, here from here, C uses it gen main.py. So it is running main.py for us. So main.py is the entry point. So in case main.py is the entry point, then the value of name will be main for in this case. This condition will be true in this case because I am executing this main.py as a entry point. If I
Yeah.
am, yeah, what do you think? Here mod.py is not present. So mod.py is not the entry point. If it's not the entry point, then the value of name won't be made in this case. How will come to know? You can just print it. You can print here. Be sure to go to main.py and then execute. Okay, don't execute from mod.py because main.py is the entry point. See, I wanted the value of name here. So what value it has given me? It is given me mod.
Mod.
So name is not equal to main, it is equal to mod. Okay, it is mod,
Yes.
and that's why it is not true, it is false. But in this case, since I am executing from main.py, this value is, it should be true. It will be true in this case. Okay. How come? You can try the same thing. Okay, just a second. First of all, we'll print the value of name. See the value of, yeah, this is the value. Line number 2, the output is main. After that, this uh, this become okay. Let me write some print statement. The value of uh, name is is see the value of name is main. That is the value. Okay, and that's why in this case this condition is becoming true. If it is true, then only it is going to execute these two lines. So it is a usual practice. If you are doing development, in development, we need to import many things. We need to import files, we need to import folders. Okay, there is no doubt of it. Okay, so once you are doing imports, then we should not print unnecessary lines. So we have to decide exactly which file is the entry point. In that entry point, we have to put this condition. And the same condition it will follow for all the files. So that is tomorrow if you want this file, I want to you execute independently, then I will copy this file to some other folder and I can execute it. So this condition should present in this file also. Okay. Now let me add few more functions like a comma b, and it will return a minus b. What else we can do? In calculator, how many operations are there? Basic operations. Multiply a comma b, a and b. It will return. So these are the functions, the user-defined functions I'm implementing. A by a comma b. It will return me a by a division b. So if somebody will ask you, what is the usage of this named under, then you can say that name will decide the entry point. We should have name this condition name is equal to main in all the files, but the file that you are going to execute in your terminal, you can see the file path is given for main. So that in that case, main will become the entry point. And in order to verify it, you can just print the value of name. Name only decides the entry point of your execution. Now I've implemented four functions in my mod.py. I've imported this mod. What do you think? This mod, this four functions, it will be available in my main.py? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, obviously for that only I have done import. Na? So I'll see how they are available. See, if I have only entered dot, I got all those functions written over here. This is showing because these are available in this file. If that is, if I'll comment a few of them, like I'll comment this to control S, again go to main.py. So now after dot, see, I'm getting only two because other two I have commented, kind of removed, I have done removed. So that is not available. So what will happen if I will ask Pavani to write one feature, she will write her feature in this one module. I will ask Pavani, he will write his feature some other file, .py file. Then at the last, I want to integrate all of them, okay? Because not one developer work in a single project. There are many developers, they work collaboratively. So at the end, we need to integrate all the modules. So what I will do? I will import all this mod. I can create one more modules like mod2.py. Okay, so I can import here mod2 also. If similarly we have other modules also, we can import it. And what advantage it will give us? We can use the code which is written in that module. Okay. So that was about, I will take some example and then I will execute 20 comma 10 and mod multiply. I will take 10 comma division. So once I am uh, clicking here, run Python file, it is considering this main.py as an entry point. So where I have written this, I should comment this is not required. So we got this output 30, 10, 100 and 2. Now we have done import when we are dealing with files which are available in same directory. Okay, what there is a possibility that in this 8th January we can have subfolder. One more folder we can have. One. We can have many folders inside this 8th Jan. For example, subfolder 2. So mostly what happens, they don't name it like subfolder. They will name like where is rename SRC. In SRC folder, you will write all your code, code for development. In other folder like test, you will write test code to test that development code. Whatever you have written in SRC, you can test in test folder. So similarly, we maintain some other folder like QA, for example. there can be n number of folders inside this, inside our project. 8 January is like a project for us. So uh, whether I am able to rename it here. No, no problem. So 8 Jan is the folder for us. Inside this, we can have many folders like QA, SRC, and test. What I want, or what I will do as of now, I will remove this main. I move to SRC because in main file I'm going to write my actual code for development. Okay, and consider this mod 1 and mod 2. These are my files for extension want media factory. Okay, skip. Okay. I am not. Yeah, it is already there. Mod.py. Then this also. No. Now see the hierarchy here. Okay, this demo.txt I will remove. That is not required. So each then is my project. Inside this project, we have many subfolders like QA, SRC, test. In SRC, I have main.py, and test we have. Let me name this like mod 1 and mod 2. So we can have this structure of in project, correct? In fact, we can have few more folders inside test, inside this SRC. So that is not a problem for us. Okay. Once we are able to deal with this structure, like in folder within a folder, we can also deal with the scenario like folder within a folder within a folder. Okay. So now I want to see the same code that I have written for this main.py. Either it is okay. So what happened? Can you see here?
A quick question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
The SRC, is it like you just define it that way, or it's a key Python?
It is it's
And
up to you. It's up to you.
okay, so in this case, the source is it's like for development
Yep.
code.
Yep.
Okay.
So mostly, see, since for few things there is no constraints, you can name anything, but there should be some convention, correct? So that if you find some folder called SRC, then that uh, should hit in your mind that in SRC folder we have development code, correct? So we follow some conventions. It's not mandatory to use the same convention, but if you are using, following that convention, then for other developers it is easy to understand. Okay, so we should follow those conventions so that
Is that what is normally like normally convention for Python? The source, it's normally where development code is. Is that
correct,
how it is?
correct. So that's
Okay.
why I have named like SRC. Okay,
Okay.
but that is not mandatory. But if the same code is going to be audited by QA, then they can raise a question that why you have named this folder other than SRC. Okay, so in that case, we should follow conventions. Now, see, when I moved this folder, this files inside folders, what had happened? There is change in this import statement. Previously, what was the import I have used? I have written import mod. I used this statement previously, but now it has got changed from that syntax to this syntax. Why? Because now this mod 1 is there inside my test. You got it?
Yes.
Yeah. So about this syntax, are you okay? Like test dot mod 1, because inside test mod 1 and mod 2 are present, correct? What is this as mod 1? As is just, it is indicating an alias. For example, if in your test folder, this mod1.py, it is having very huge name. Okay. In that case, you don't be using, that big name. You can use the alias. So here I can also use A. It's up to you what you want to use. I will use here for B. But this it doesn't make any sense. How will I remember that A belongs to mod 1 and B belongs to mod 2? So previous convention was better. Control C. Mod 1 belongs to mod 1, mod 2 belongs to mod 2. So
So
yeah,
sorry,
please go ahead. Yeah.
if QA also defined mod one, mod two, um, because they decided to use that, anyway, if you assign or alias, let's say QA dot mod one as mod one,
So first
would
of all, this mod 1 and mod 2, before it is only applicable, or the scope of this mod 1 and mod 2 is only to this file. Now I am the owner of this file, not QA. Otherwise, if QA is developing this file, QA is the owner of this file. Okay, so
okay.
there is no relation in that.
Oh, okay.
Whatever they alias they want to use, they can use in their own file. Uh, and one more thing, whenever we write our code, we don't share our code with anyone. Okay, there is a high level of instruction. Abstraction is there. Abstraction means we need to hide few things, so they don't get access to the code. Whatever they want to, for example, testing team. With the testing team, we never share our code. Okay, what they will do, we will do, we'll tell that for this product, we have developed this feature. This product will do this thing. Now it's up to you. You write your own code and test it. Okay. So it's up to them. First of all, they will try manually. Manual test they do, and after that, if they think no, the same thing we have to do for like 2 or 3 years. They will write the code to test the things to automate it. Now, in order to use any module, we need to import it. Okay, and this is not mandatory for all modules. For few modules, they doesn't require to import them. But if you want to use OS module, then we need to import it. Now, I want to see with OS what are the different things available. So with OS, we have this functions available like environ, CSDI, the system path, then make DIRs, CS mode close. So I want to see something called, let me see, environ. What is this exactly? Or I will check first of all this name, Miss operating system name. So which operating system I'm working as of now? I'm using Windows. You guys are also
Yes.
using Windows, correct?
Yes.
So it will give me the operating system name. So Windows name is NT. Okay, that stands for NT. If you use some other like Linux, you'll get Linux. Now OS dot path we have covered. Let me see. So path it will give anti path. This is So this is giving me some object. This is giving me some object, and we are going to use this path. Okay, uh, in file handling. So what happened? Like for example, I want to see os dot path dot exists. Inside this, I will enter my path name. For example, I want to see whether this file is exist or not. So let me execute this too. This too is not required. So it should give me either true or false. So there is a Unicode error. I should, change this syntax. There is some way to do it. In Windows, I have seen this single slash has to become replaced with double slash. Okay, now it is giving me true. Okay. So what does it indicates? os.path.exist. Inside this, I have specified one path of a file called mod1.py. If I name like test.py, let me check what is the value. So now the value is false. Previously, we are getting true because that time mod1.py was available somewhere. Okay. Now I have changed to some random number, random file. I have no idea this file is there in this path or not. To check whether that file is there or not, we can use path.exist. So that is the use of path. So here it is also false because random.py, it is not there in test folder. Okay. So this path.exist is a kind of validation for you. Whenever you want to read one file, we'd like to see whether first of all that file exists or not. So we can use this line. Now os dot c get current directory. I want to see which directory I am in currently. So this is giving me this path. I am into C uses username desktop 8th Jan. So this is same as this, now. This is my current path. What was the Windows command to see the current path? You remember? Feedback.
To do what?
Sorry.
You said to do what to a path? To see it?
Yeah, to see it like which path we are into. What is my current path, current working directory?
So the ls?
CW is short form for current working directory.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Then we have something called os dot get env, and let me execute this. What output we are getting? So okay, so we need to provide here some path, and what path I can give? I can give this path. So I will have to replace this single slash with double because that is giving me some errors. So for this, it is none. Okay, let me go back. Here also none. What about C? Mhm. Okay, so I thought like which will it will give me some attributes. Okay, like what are the environment variables should be present in this path, but is not giving. So let me go to my get env Python. I have why this get env in Python. Okay. So this key should be okay. So we have in Windows in some environment path is there, correct? So env I want to type env edit system variables is here environment variables will there. Then I have to use this. See, many environment variables will be there here. So I will copy one something called path will be there here. So that is my variable name path. If I want to see for this path what are the different values, so I can do so. Yeah, instead of yeah, path. Now I can execute this. So we got output. So these are everything which is available to that location. What location? This location. Okay. So let me double click everything here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Almost 10. Path are mentioned here. So the same thing we'll see here in output also.
Mhm.
So that is a shortcut. Using code, you can get those data. Okay. Then path dot exist we have already covered. There is something called os.path dot join. So what it does os dot path dot join. I want to join two paths. Okay. So for example, I want to join this 8th Jan. Concept followed by comma. Then one more path I need to specify. For example, this path we can do like demo.txt dot py. Okay. Py. So what's up? Yeah, now it is making some sense. So these are two inputs for me. This is path one, and this is kind of path two. Okay, we can make here subfolder also sup folder. Okay, so now this has become a path one for me. This is another path for me. So I want to append this two path. I want to add join these two paths so that the resultant path I should get some value. Correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. So let me print this path. How does it look like after doing join operation? Whether it is right or wrong. So see, we got this value. C uses. This is the output here. C uses this folder demo.py. Now I have constructed this path. It's like that, correct? I want to see whether this path is correct or not. What should I do?
You you can do And append?
No, no, no. I want to see whether this path is correct or not. So I can do this now.
Oh, that exists.
Just now I
Yes.
have seen. Correct. Path is incorrect. What do you think? Why I'm not able to get the path is correct path. Tell me.
Because it does not exist.
It does not exist. Correct. See what path I have provided in 8th Jan. I am I am thinking like some folder like a subfolder followed by demo.py will be present. First of all, in this 8th Jan, there is no folder called subfolder. Okay, all are starting with this is QA, SRC, and test. So if you want correct path, what you will do? Inside this, I will rename test. Inside this test, we have mod1.py. I'll put something which is available. This is just for example. Okay, this file, it is created on runtime in many codes. We don't have, control, but we can do our validation. We can check whether that file is not present or not. Now see what will happen. So correct path, because this time this values coming out to be true. So if this path exists, then correct path is getting printed. Now there is a module called date time. And let me, use some. So there will, I'm going to redefine one variable called current date. And in this variable, I'm going to store. So see, I just want to use date time. So I need to import date time. Where is date time? Yeah, it is. So date time. What are things available? Date time, date is available. Time is available. Max, mean, year. So let's go to date is there or not? Date. So let me type DAT. Yes, date is there. Inside this date, what are things available? Today. Today was available. I wanted current date. So today. After that, I will print current date. So what do you think? These modules are handy or not? These are useful or not? Okay.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are. Okay. No. In this card date itself, I want to see in this card date, do we have anything else available? So we got, see, year is there. Then what are things available? Got it. Dot month is there. If you want specific, attribute like year, month, or a day, will be available. these things are available. I want to print it. So there is a shortcut where what I want to do. I want to copy. I want to paste it. Shift Alt, then click Control V.
Hey, Prasad.
Uh, Rashad is not there.
Oh, I said Prasad. Sorry.
Okay.
Harsh.
Yeah, tell me.
Do you have to import them the system level mods individually, or there's a way to call and then you get all the imports, or you have to put them in your own mod and call them mod? How can you, so you don't have to
Import
do
it.
that individually?
So whenever you want anything, if you want to use anything in any modules, any library from Python, we need to import it.
Okay. So you
Okay.
cannot, so if you want to have all the system libraries, you have to call them individually, or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to have something that brings them into your main.
No,
Oh,
there is no shortcut actually where in a single location, everything will be available at that location. If you'll import everything, it will get imported. There is no way to
okay.
it in Python. Now, there is disadvantage if you that way is, if it is there also, there is a disadvantage. For example, here in this file, just considering only this lines are there in this file, everything is commented, okay? Now,
Mhm.
when the file is going to execute, it is going to execute this line, correct?
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it is going to import this, then it is similar to like it is bringing all the code here.
Mhm.
It is
Mhm.
bringing all the code. So in that case, it is compiling everything from date time. So if there is any error in date time module, then also will get error.
Yeah,
Okay. So you are telling that by default, everything should be imported. Just to think how much time it will take to execute.
yeah, that's not good.
That's not good.
Mm.
So, okay, date time will continue from here tomorrow. Date time is few, there are many modules as we can see here. OS we have covered, date time, and then copy we have already covered, correct? Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, yeah. So there are many things to discuss in this particular module.